sports, 100% reflective. Sometimes it's Raven. Sometimes it's other teams affected. Hold on tight, strap in. It's gonna get hectic. Couch Rider Report, an original sports perspective. Hey, welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, your Couch Rider Raven. Hey, we did it, y'all. It was amazing. I know everybody's going to go in about the NFL history-making kick from Justin Tucker, but I just want to hit on a couple of quick notes before we all head in today. What a game. What a game against them Detroit Lions. Yeah. Moving on. No, but before we do, we just need to do a couple of quick hitters. Some things that I saw yesterday, and I got some notes here, and we'll just talk it on now. The linebackers, they struggled. They were on the struggle bus for real. Hesitation. Sometimes you just got to go. You have to, make a decision and make it happen. You got to wrap up. You can see that they couldn't catch. Bowser had a possible pick six. He drops it. They couldn't cover the running backs on play action passes. These running backs just kept getting uncovered between Williams and Swift. And what they could do after the catch was just nasty. They were constantly making our linebackers miss. Our guys just couldn't tackle. They couldn't tackle at all. They need to go back to tackling school, bring out the dummies, do what they need to do to make sure they're better for Denver next week. They couldn't sack without defensive back help. So Clark and Young were the only ones that got sacks on the day. But the pressures were there. They had about 5 before the half. I want to say 5 at least before the midway point in the second quarter. They were definitely bringing the pressure. It's just the play action was beating them big time. But I say, props to Wing for getting that pressure there. The next thing I want to hit on is Mark Andrews is back. That's something that everybody's not going to say too much about. But the boy ended up having, I think, 5 catches for like 109 yards. Okay, we see you, Andrews. We see you. But, of course, the question always remains is he shows up against bad opponents, but he's finding those opportunities to excel in open space. You can see it. He's just beating zones, whether it be on out routes, whether it be on corners. Lamar is finding him. And speaking of Lamar looked really, really accurate despite the drops by the team yesterday. Watkins had 2 drops, but it came through. He came through. Dude was clutch on 4th and 19. Hollywood, he pulled an MC Hammer. Let's just be honest. The guy pulled an MC Hammer because he had to have a reduction in name again because he don't went back. He don't went back to broke, folks. He don't went back to Marquise because he had some key drops in that game. One was a 35-yarder, one was a 36-yarder. He dropped 3 possible touchdowns is what I was looking at. So, yeah, it was a total of 3 big-time drops on the day by Marquise. He had some decent yardage, though. There were some, chain movers for Marquise, but ultimately, all we saw was constantly, it's too round for me, coach. It's too round for me. And while I say Lamar was extremely accurate, he did miss on 2 deep shots, 1 to Watkins and 1 to Andrews. But for the most part of the day, he was putting those balls exactly where they needed to go. So kudos to Lamar Jackson, constantly getting better before our eyes. Just young age, you're seeing him mature on the ground and in the air, looking phenomenal. Love the guy. So excited to have number 8 on the squad. You know what I love about this team is when they get healthy, it's on. When we have health issues, you can definitely see where those holes are. You can see that there were holes at defensive tackle. But Jimmy Smith was back, and I was excited about that because TJ Hockenson was held to only 2 catches for 10 yards. Now, that was a combination of, Young holding him. That was a combination of Humphrey and Jimmy Smith all getting an opportunity to make sure that tight end did not explode all over the Ravens. Pause. All right, I'm going to say this. Y'all listen up. Just come in close. Come in close for this. Stop with the running back experimenting. Just knock it off. Williams is your RB1. He is your RB1. All this Murray, all this Freeman stuff, whatever. No, you're doing nothing but messing up the rhythm. You're messing up the flow. Messing up the rotation. You're lucky you my boy. Give Williams that rock. Let this man run the ball. I get it. Murray is a pounder, but at the same time, this guy is a cut and run, get it done, home run type hitter. Let him explode all over these defenses. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was I'm kind of excited. I'm excited because 2 players are coming back They're allowed to practice this week and hopefully be able to play Sunday. Rashad Bateman and Miles Boykin. Yeah, Miles is still here, y'all. He's still here. He didn't get cut. They just, they put him on the shelf for a little bit, let him heal up because they know he's an amazing blocker. And I think he's got something to prove. He has something to prove because now the backup wide receivers are starting to show. You're starting to see more catches by Duvernay. You saw Prochet's second catch overall in his career. 29-yarder. Great catch. Boykin's going to come back. He's got something to prove. Bateman's got something to prove. He's just like, hey, I want some of this even distribution because you know how it is. Lamar gave out 7 targets for each of those receivers and tight ends on Sunday. What's he going to do against Denver? This is the home of Original Sports Perspective. From our couch to yours. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that bell. Hit that subscribe so you know when it's going down. I appreciate y'all coming through. 2 claps. Fade to black.